ready to go with Moicano and Kattar. This tale of the tape brought to you by Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit. Since 1925, Moicano 28, Calvin Kattar is 30. Both fighters 5'11" tall. Similarities across the board between these featherweight hopefuls. All right, now down inside the octagon for the introductions. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a freestyle fighter holding a professional record, 18 wins, 2 losses. He stands 5'11" tall, weighing in at 145 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Methuen, Massachusetts, Calvin Kattar. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a jiu-jitsu fighter holding a professional record, 11 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. He stands 5'11" tall, weighing in at 145 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Brasilia, Brazil, Renato, Moicano. When the action begins, our referee in charge, Todd Anderson.
You know, these guys had an encounter in Sao Paulo in October. Jimmy, you can tell the story. I mean, Renato approached Calvin Kattar as he was sitting in the crowd because he was down there to be with his longtime #1 training partner, Rob Font, and Moicano essentially said, we're going to fight someday.
And he goes, yeah, man, I thought I had a fan for once. Somebody recognized me. Oh, it's another fighter. And it's like, he was so nice, but, man, screw that guy. I'm going to beat him up, man.
Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit since 1925. Moicano in yellow, Calvin Kattar is in blue, coming out orthodox, but he will switch stances on you.
What I love about his fight against Shane Burgos is that Burgos came in kind of known as the knockout guy, as the guy was going to come in and really brawl and hit him with big punches. And Kattar did not take a backward step, dealt with it very, very well, never seemed shook or overwhelmed by his opponent's power.
Yeah, he waited for the opportunity, and when he saw it, he landed a beautiful punch, had Burgos hurt, and put him away. And that was a big, big victory for him, because it just showed how professional he is.
Right.
And that's the best way I would describe how he fights. He's not reckless. He's not too patient. He just does everything very, very technical and very professional.
And he's also, as I mentioned, a promoter. Everything he does is professional. That's the buzzword. He hired perfecting athletes for the first time to handle his nutrition leading up to this fight. He was quick to laud the fight IQ of Renato Moicano.
Oh, he tagged him the big right hand.
Right.
Moicano got hurt there. And even then, moving in, but checking to see how Moicano's doing. Recognizing that bombs might be coming his way. And Moicano recovered very nicely. Good leg kicks there.
And that big power shot, it missed, but it made Kattar back off. Like, okay, this guy's still throwing hard. Smart move.
Nice right hand over the top. Beautiful timing on that by Kattar.
Moicano loading up on some power shots, hasn't quite landed that big one yet. 2 minutes have gone by round 1.
Very nice body kick there by Moicano.
Moicano outstanding on the ground. Going to be very interesting to see if he tries to get the fight there. So far, content to stand.
The thing about Kattar's style is he doesn't overcommit to any strikes. It makes that takedown a little bit trickier. You have to set it up a little bit better. He's not going to walk into anything.
Yeah, and when he does commit, you really don't know when it's coming. It doesn't give a lot of tells.
Very sharp, very quick. Somebody asked me recently, what's the scariest thing in sparring? And I said, it's the shot you didn't see, the one you weren't prepared for. Give me power any day as long as I can see it. The one you didn't see, that's the one that hurts.
Pretty good right hand counter by Moicano. And lands that body kick yet again. Under 2 minutes now in round 1 of a possible 3.
Not seeing a lot of leg kicks from Moicano. I think he respects the right hand of Kattar. Doesn't want to eat that right hand counter. So he has long legs. We haven't seen a lot of leg kicks.
Yeah, Kattar's throwing some heat. There's a nice one right there. Yeah, Moicano is really targeting that left leg and even opening up his hands. Again, inside. Again. Opening up his hands almost just to push off, to land those, and not concentrating on punching.
Let's go, Kattar. Chance here in New York, cheering for the Bostonian against the Brazilian.
Neither guy really moving their head a whole lot. Kattar, when he's coming in, though, is a little bit straight with his head.
The leg's getting chewed up.
Good stuff.
Inside and out. And now Kattar pressing forward.
Now, it's interesting. I was wondering why he wasn't going to a lot of leg kicks, but as Kattar's slowing down and presenting a better target, he's throwing them with a lot more abandon. Another good one.
Yeah, Kattar, he's not checking any of these, nor is he attempting to check any of these. Oh, and he just ate a right hand. And another leg kick.
Waning seconds of this first round.
That referee better get out of there.
Other side.
Tonight's Corner Cam is brought to you by Body Armor. Time to ditch your artificial sports drink and switch to Body Armor. More natural, more electrolytes, better sports drink. Grab yours at participating Speedway stores. Body Armor, the official sports drink of the UFC.
Squares up when you feint and when you jab. There's a split second when he's standing totally square. You can come over the top, all right?
Here's your water.
You're doing a great job working, cutting off the cage as well, Calvin. Keep up the work. Keep
Listen,
going.
the lead hook, you're getting a little wild with that, okay? So let's think about the two, but let's straighten it out. You're coming over the top a little bit, it's not landing. So let's think about straightening out the two. Yep. But I need you to go first from range with the stiff, straight punches, okay?
Yep. When you feint, Calvin, he's hard with his right hand.
Equilibrado. It's even. Okay, we need the second round. Come on. Let's be careful. You're kicking really well. Keep it up. Keep the distance.
Ariane Celeste getting us started here for round two. Renato Moicano and Calvin Kattar. Two of the top 13 featherweights in the world going at it tonight here in Brooklyn.
Ready?
To be followed by the UFC Strawweight Championship next, Rose Namajunas and Joanna Jędrzejczyk. And Pahumpa telling Moicano after that round one, not wanting him to sit on a lead. Ooh.
Oh, nice. Boy, he stormed at him there.
Kattar still initiating, but Moicano more effective with the counter strikes.
Yeah, Moicano's made some interesting adjustments at the beginning of the second round. And again, attacking that leg. Kattar's not checking any of these. No attempts.
It's hard to explain. If you haven't been working, checking a lot, it's a hard instinct. It's not the first thing you think of. It's a thing you have to really work on in the gym to use effectively in a fight.
Yeah, but you would think in his 21st professional fight, oh, Moicano went up high.
You would imagine, yeah.
Yeah, it's just not something he generally does. And that could prove to be a real issue in his career as he moves up against some of the higher level guys. Like, I mean, who we just saw, Zabit.
Yeah.
Oh man, that leg's getting chewed up.
Right out from under him.
Moicano very efficient with that leg kicking attack, and this is the same division as the fight you just saw between Bochniak and Magomed Sharipov.
And Calvin switched his stance now. That's usually a sign that your leg is damaged. Now this could mean that Moicano could go across the top, across both. He did. He went right to that other leg. Oh, he checked that one. There you go. But this is going to take a lot off of Calvin's punches.
Kattar really having a hard time finding his range on the feet.
Moicano with a very good move there. Slid out of the way of that punch, spun around behind him.
And Moicano striking a lot tighter than he did in round one. I thought he was a little loopy with his shots in round one. He's tightened it up in round two.
And he lit that leg up again.
Now Moicano showing a southpaw look. Kick to the body lands flush again.
And Calvin, whether or not you can tell by watching, he's got compromised movement now.
Yeah.
He's going to have a harder time getting away from shots. He's not going to have the same sort of spring.
You have to wonder, with that leg being compromised, hard to stop a takedown. Your balance isn't great. Moicano can also go to his ground game, and that's where he has the big advantage.
That inside leg kick is so painful, and Moicano keeps landing it right above the knee. That is a tender spot, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're at home, just give yourself a little slap.
Well, right. I mean, a 3-year-old kicks you there, it hurts.
Sucks.
That sucks. And when a guy like Moicano's kicking you there, it sucks hard.
It's always the same spot, man. They're so good at that. An experienced leg kicker. It's terrible.
And when Kattar does try to advance, Moicano doing a great job getting that guard high. Kattar 17 of 79.
And with that explosion that he had on the right hand in round 1 isn't there because compromising both legs.
Yeah, 2 hard ones right there in a row. And another. I mean, that leg's getting chewed.
And an uppercut for good measure, then punctuates the combination with a body kick. So Moicano really putting it together tonight. Kattar would appear to have some work to do if he is to extend his winning streak to 11.
It's interesting that Moicano is primarily focusing on the inside leg kick, right there. Not on the outside anymore. He seems to be really successful at that one particular technique, so that's what he switched to. Man. And he's doing a great job of anticipating the big right hand and sliding under it. Now, Calvin has switched stances, and Moicano's chewing up that leg down.
And it's so much harder to defend from a side you're not accustomed to using.
And you see that,
very difficult to see punches coming.
Sorry, Jimmy, but you see that step missing. He's missing a step.
Yeah.
And Moicano is taking advantage of that, closing the gap, and then getting away from him easier as well.
Right. Yeah, he's still extending the right hand, but he doesn't have the pop with his legs behind it to cover that extra foot or so that he's been doing before, that he did in round 1.
I mean, he's walking towards him, he's frustrated, but what does he expect? Moicano's just gonna stand there and exchange with him?
Right.
Who is he, Kyle Bochniak? I mean, come on.
Moicano lands another one. Outstanding footwork.
That's a compliment, by the way, to Kyle.
Yep. But he pivots so well to prevent the offense coming back.
Well, one thing to note here is that Calvin Kattar used to train with Mark Delagrate at Sit Yo Tong, which is a top-level Muay Thai gym, one of the best in the world. Doesn't train there anymore. And he needs that right now. He needs that kind of coaching. And look at that high kick right there, to the head. But this is where he needs it, to the body and to the legs right here. Boom. And that's one of many, many inside leg kicks that he's been getting chewed up with.
It affects everything. Everything comes from the feet, the legs, the hips. That's where the power comes from and the movement comes from. He doesn't have that anymore.
All right. Can you do that? Listen, think about burgers. You got to step in with punches. You got to get him moving backwards. I want more volume on the jabs than the 2 behind it. What? You're going to Boston? Boston? Nah, halfway through the round, if it's not going well, maybe. But I'll let you know. But listen, the Boston's not going to work. You don't pressure him.
January 20th, you were in the same position.
Listen.
1-1. You've got to come out and take over.
Use the jab, step in.
Amazing. No one said check the kicks. Did you hear it?
I did not. But once again, it's not the kind of thing like if you haven't been doing that in camp a lot,
he's got to know how to. He's got to know how to check kicks.
That's the difference.
But there's no way he doesn't know how to check kicks.
He's an 11-year pro.
He's a world-class fighter.
All right, third and final here. Renato Moicano and Calvin Kattar. Tyson Chartier telling Calvin Kattar he believes this fight is 1-1 right now.
Again. Oh, but now on the ground. Moicano right back to his feet like a cat.
But my last comment on that, if you didn't suggest it, they haven't been working on it really at all.
Right, exactly. Moicano showing it to him now. And you see Calvin just really reacting to it. Over the top. Oh, damn.
Appeared to land right behind that left ear of Calvin Kattar.
You got to give it up to Kattar, though. I mean, eating all those shots, still pressing forward. And still looking for the big punch.
Boston fighter showing a lot of heart tonight. A lot of heart.
Dude, you keep complimenting these Bostonians.
Look,
Another one.
you know, I'm from LA, all right? I'm just trying to be.
Well, I'm from Boston, and we appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right.
A lot of savages in that town. What are these people booing at?
Yeah,
Are
man.
they watching something on TV?
I think they're still in the last fight compared it to that.
That's right.
I think
That's
I
right.
think we set the bar a little too high.
Yeah, look at this. Moicano, oh, beautiful head movement, and then a nice inside leg kick.
This is a great fight. A lot of action, very technical,
Yeah.
but still thinking about the standing ovation for our last fight.
Yeah. Kattar not really showing a limp. He'll be limping tomorrow. Beautiful combination again from Moicano.
There's blood all over the foot of Calvin Kattar, and I'm not sure where it's coming from. His left foot is covered in blood.
Yep.
You see it?
I do.
I mean, it's all over his left foot.
On the inside as well.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
But I don't know where it's coming from.
3 minutes now to go in this one. 2 championship fights to follow. Okay, I just saw blood drip from his head down to his foot.
So it's dripping down onto his foot. Yeah, that makes sense.
That nose looked like it's leaking pretty bad.
Yeah.
Look at that. Just that's the missing the step from the leg kicks. Moicano slides right out of the way and counters. Oh man, another.
It's been a can't-miss weapon throughout this fight.
Look at that inside leg. That
Every
is
time.
nasty. It is welted up and nasty.
And right now, in the 3rd round, is when you really start feeling it.
Moicano seamlessly transitions from stances, rips the body yet again.
Oh! Look, Calvin Kattar is an animal. The fact that he's in there taking it. Oh, big right hand by Moicano.
Look at the discipline of Moicano. Went right back to the combinations. Didn't throw a big shot to try and get him out of there.
And he chewed that leg up again.
That's good discipline.
Yes.
Well, Kattar seems more frustrated than he does hurt right now. Less than 2 minutes to go.
This is a lesson, not just for Calvin Kattar, but for all young fighters watching this who are thinking about what to... Oh, beautiful uppercut. Moicano's all over Calvin.
And he resets.
The lesson is you can't eat leg kicks.
They don't taste good.
John Anik, ladies and gentlemen. We love you.
He'll be here all week. Try the wings.
I thought you were the comedian, bro.
Right?
That's awesome. That's great.
I let other people
Good stuff,
do it.
dude.
It's just, it is what it is.
But I like what Moicano does. He doesn't, you know, throw the kitchen sink at him, trying to get him out of there. He resets, goes back to the center, and goes back to what has been working.
Yes. I mean, and he's well aware that Calvin's extremely compromised in his movement now. He can tell by these exchanges.
He still respects Kattar's
Oh, nasty elbow. Calvin's getting busted up here. I mean, Moicano's putting on a clinic. He figured out what was going on in the 1st round, solved the riddle, and found a hole. And the hole is the legs. And through that, he's able to get to the head. And again, with Calvin's moving forward, side-to-side movement, constantly moving away.
So Renato Moicano puts on a striking clinic tonight. Did not need to attempt a single takedown to, in all likelihood, get the job done against Calvin Kattar, who came in having won his last 10. That is a big result, Jimmy, for Moicano tonight.
And what set it all up, the beautiful leg kicks from the start of this fight, attacking below the waist of Calvin Kattar. Great shots inside, outside, fantastic movement, great combinations, and every time they were outside, it was leg kick attacks, combinations with the fist, and then finishing up with the body kick. Great stuff with the kickboxing of Moicano, and I liked his discipline, his control. This is a smart, intelligent, well-coached fighter.
Phenomenal performance, and I love the adjustment after the first round. I mean, Calvin was sharp and very accurate with his hands in that first round, looking for that counter right. Moicano just took all that away from him by chopping at that leg.
When they call me to fight with him, I'm honored.
No, it was a good fight.
Because I want to fight with the best. Sorry to fight with you, but
Good job.
Says he's honored, man. Great show of respect,
Yeah,
man.
quite
Love
a
that.
sportsman there, Renato Moicano. Maybe he's next for
I
Zabit
came here to
Magomed
stay.
Sharipov. I am no matchmaker, but there's
My
a
name
lot
is
of
Renato
talent
Moicano.
and some of these guys at
Remember that
45
name.
now with just great frames for this division.
Because I
Holloway,
will be
Ortega, Moicano,
the champion of the world.
Magomed Sharipov.
You hear
Not
that?
now, but in a few years I will be.
He's like, remember my
Believe
name.
me, I work hard, I trust in God. Thank you to all my family.
Renato Moicano came in number 11 in the world, trying to improve to 4-1 inside the octagon. The official decision is brought to you by Metro PCS, bringing you closer than ever to the UFC on a fast nationwide LTE network. All right, now we turn it over to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 29-28, 30-27, and 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, Renato Moicano.
Renato Moicano has now won 7 of his last 8 as he turns back the challenge of the Boston native Calvin Kattar here tonight.